In the beginning years of homeschooling, we see the light. We realize that, oh wait, this whole conventional school thing, it doesn't really serve the kids the way we thought it would. It's not customized for our kids. It doesn't accommodate their needs or their neurodivergences or just their general personalities. It doesn't nurture their natural curiosity or desire to learn. Socially, maybe it's not what we imagined either. Our kids might feel like the odd one out, or they're not connecting the way we hoped. It's not the community we thought we'd get. Then there's the academics, the endless facts, the busy work, the packed days, the short breaks for the kids to play on the playground. Our kids are learning some things, sure, but they're not really living life, not developing real world skills, not figuring out who they are. And we start to think, there's got to be a better way. So somewhere along the way, we find homeschooling and we think, this is it. Flexibility, freedom, family connection. And for a while, it's wonderful. But then something begins to shift. Somewhere along the way, our confidence gets stymied or slowly eroded. If this conversation point is resonating with you today, I want to invite you to a free live masterclass next week. It's called You're Not Failing, You're Just Caring Too Much. I know you love your kids. You believe in this lifestyle. But between sibling squabbles, endless lessons, and trying to do everything right and feeling behind and wondering if it's good enough, some days it feels like you've lost yourself in it all. I get it, because I've been there. That's why I created the Reimagine Your Homeschool Live Masterclass. It's a free session to help you get clear on what is the root to your overwhelm. Here's what we'll cover together. You'll discover what's really driving your overwhelm. Is it emotional load, lost identity, depleted energy, unclear vision? Or is it your curriculum choice, or your routines, or your unrealistic expectations around your curriculum use? You'll learn my proven 8-element framework that transforms your homeschool from the inside out. And you'll walk away with practical tools you can implement immediately, journal prompts, reset routines, and your next right step. Because I know how much you're juggling. I have been there. It feels like it was yesterday. And I'm giving you something extra if you're able to show up live. Free access to my Homeschool Mom Masterclass series, the 3 really useful sessions that I offered earlier this year: how to ease sibling conflict without always playing referee, how to release perfectionism and find your flow, and how to reignite you, the woman behind the homeschool. Because I believe homeschooling should feel life-giving, not life-draining. So join me live next week, Tuesday, November 11th at 1 p.m. Pacific, Wednesday, November 12th at 11 a.m. Pacific, or Thursday, November 13th at 4 p.m. Pacific. Same masterclass, 3 different times. Find the link on the first page of my website, capturingthecharmedlife.com, or find it in the comment section below. I look forward to seeing you there. And if we haven't met, welcome to the Homeschool Mom Wellness and Mindset channel, a space where overwhelmed homeschool moms come to reclaim their voice, rediscover their spark, and lead their kids and their lives aligned from the inside out. I'm Teresa Wiedrick, graduated homeschool mom turned certified life coach. When I first began homeschooling, I was chasing freedom and dreaming of a happy home with a personalized education for each of my kids, and so much travel for us too. We explored languages, nature, fine art, history, science, anything found in a private school. By the 3rd or 4th year, because I tried to create a private school in my home, my homeschool didn't feel freeing. It felt constrained by my own unrealistic expectations. I was insisting on maintaining this plan because it fit my notion of what was right for an ideal child, not factoring in my own energy needs or the kids right in front of me. I was driven by old not enough narratives that I hadn't yet acknowledged, stories that whispered, I wasn't doing enough, I wasn't enough, or I wasn't enough for my kids. In that moment, in my 3rd or 4th year, I began to let go of my version of perfect and finally create space to notice what really worked for us. I began to understand myself, my needs, and how to nurture connection in our home. I didn't know it then, but I began to recognize that I was the most important part of my kids' curriculum. When I lived on purpose, they would too. Of course, I didn't have it perfectly locked in, and life continues to teach me. But as I began shifting my focus, our homeschool life gradually transformed into a life-giving experience. Now, as a certified life coach, I guide other homeschool moms through the same transformation, moving from overwhelm and unrealistic expectations to clarity, confidence, and a homeschool that aligns with their values and their lives. So let's talk about what usurps our confidence as homeschool moms. We start looking around at what other families are doing, the ones with the color-coded schedules or kids reciting Latin at age 9. And suddenly we're questioning everything we're doing. Do you relate? One of the reasons we don't feel confident is because of our angry outbursts. We lose our cool sometimes, it's human. And obviously we don't want that. Or we don't lose our cool, but rather we hide in the closet instead with our uncoolness. We don't want that either. And when these things happen with more frequency, we begin believing, maybe I'm not cut out for this. We feel guilty. We don't think we should be doing this homeschool thing. We're not confident. Or maybe we're lacking community. When we don't have people who get us, or when we don't have a friend to kibitz over coffee who isn't telling us to just send the kids to school, we carry it all alone. That isolation breeds self-doubt. Unrealistic expectations, I referenced mine in the beginning, not specifically what they were, but they were many. We try to do everything. We tell ourselves we have to be teacher, homemaker, counselor, chauffeur, and if our child makes a request for something, we're on it. If our friend, the homeschool co-op organizer, needs us to volunteer to teach a class, we're doing it. When we see a new curriculum everyone's raving about, we buy it. And when we can't, we think we are the problem. Instead of realizing the expectations were never realistic to begin with. Sometimes we're forgetting that we're humans too. You have needs just like your kids. You need rest and joy and creativity. These are not luxuries. They are a necessary part of a whole homeschool mom life. Almost always, we have a not good enough narrative that is the baseline to our entire life. Now, it's revealed in our homeschool mom experience because this is what we've chosen to do, but it's very likely we would have experienced this not good enough narrative in many different ways. We might have uncovered it with other possible directions in our life. That not good enough narrative, well, we all have it. It's a whisper that says, you're not patient enough. You're not organized enough. You're not educated enough. But sometimes it's not just a passing thought. It's a deeper wound. That voice can actually be rooted in an old shame story, one that started long before homeschooling, maybe even long before motherhood. It's the belief we picked up somewhere along the way that said we had to prove our worth by performing, pleasing, or perfecting. And when we start homeschooling, that story doesn't disappear. It just changes shape. Now it shows up in how we measure ourselves against other moms, or in how hard we push ourselves to get it all right. The voice isn't the truth. It's fear dressed up as responsibility. And it can't define you, but often we let it. Another thing that erodes our confidence is our to-do list. Sometimes we never stop to ask why we're doing what's on it. Is it really what matters to us? What if instead of a to-do list, we started making a to-live list, the things that actually bring us and our kids life? We have this possibility. We've chosen this off-the-beaten-path journey in our lives. We have all the time in the world to choose our life on purpose. So why aren't we? We might not feel as confident because we feel disconnected from our kids or from our partner, most definitely from ourselves. When we get too busy doing homeschool, we forget to be in it. Another reason we might not feel confident is that we're not being honest with ourselves. We know we're bored. We've done this for a long time. We know we want something more than just homeschooling, but saying it out loud feels scary Because what if it means something really needs to change? All of these things, comparison, perfectionism, isolation, self-doubt, they chip away at your confidence. They make you forget why you started this beautiful journey in the first place. But I want you to hear this. Confidence isn't something you either have or you don't have. It's something you rebuild if you have been chipping away at it, or it's something you build if you've never built it or consciously been aware to build it, and now you can. My goal in this space is to help you live your homeschool life aligned from the inside out, where it reflects who you really are, who your family really is, what you're really all about, and live this life on purpose. To shed what's not working, the things that usurp your confidence, so you can be clear and confident and grounded in your real homeschool life. You want to be wholeheartedly living your homeschool life. If this resonates with you, this is your clear invitation from the universe saying, do something about this lack of confidence. Do something about this lack of wholeheartedness in your life. Here I am. You were dropped into my world on purpose, not accidentally. I don't believe in coincidence. Find the link to the masterclass below, and next week, you will get clear what is usurping your confidence. Join me. So if you've been feeling stuck or second-guessing yourself, running on empty, maybe it's time to reimagine your homeschool life. You can find the link to the masterclass in the description below. Thanks for joining me today. Remember, you're not alone in this homeschool journey. You've got what it takes to show up whole, grounded, and confident for yourself and your family. If this episode spoke to you, don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you found value, would you share it with a friend who might need a little encouragement too? And if you want to go deeper, you're always welcome to book your free Aligned Homeschool Reset session with me. If you haven't already, this is also your invitation. The link is in the show notes. Until next time, take care of yourself, nurture the nurturer, and keep leading with confidence, clarity, aligned from the inside out. You've got this, girlfriend.